Making profit to an organization is like breathing to a human being. It is necessary for life, but it does not define a meaningful life. Profit is not cause. If you want to identify your cause for your organization, you must be able to answer one of these two questions. How does what you do change the world or change human experience in the world?
Genetics gives us a range. It is our environment determines where we land in that range. The same thing is true of our employees. Genetics gives us a point, and we undervalue the power of environment. We undervalue the power of context or culture.
Culture is very much like a garden. If you ignore your garden even for a week, what do you get? Weeds. So the key here is, as a leader, you cannot be everywhere, you cannot see everything, and I'm not suggesting you can or should. What I'm saying is we use culture-based statements to empower our people to pull weeds in our garden. Because remember, ultimately, culture is not only about the behaviors that are required, culture is about the behaviors that are allowed.
People don't resist change, people resist loss. So, if you are creating a culture shift at any level in an organization, you must be able to identify, address, and speak to fear of loss. What is it your people are afraid of losing? And most often people think it's money or their job. Much more often it's not. It's much more often things like influence, power, control, authority, comfort, certainty. There are all sorts of things people are afraid of losing. If you are taking over an organization, if you are trying to create a shift in culture, remember, people don't resist change, people resist loss.
When we build an organization based on collaboration rather than competition, we build an ecosystem that creates prosperity and sustains us even during adverse economic times. Experience comes down to 4 everyday behaviors. We call these the rock of trust, spelled ROCC. Those behaviors are reliability, openness, competence, and concern. These are the 4 everyday behaviors that create trust.
Traditional psychology for me is about getting people who function below normal limits to function at normal limits. Working with organizations, for me, is about getting people who function at normal limits to function at exceptional limits. To get people to work collaboratively to achieve goals that can't be achieved individually.